Gene O'Hara, the Director of the Monfort Executive Custom Program here at the Conference. So pleased that you're all here this morning. And if you came into this room thinking that you're here to listen to one of our Monfort executive speakers, Deb Pedersen, then you're in the right classroom. If that's not who you were thinking to hear, then you maybe look for another classroom. But if you're here and you are getting extra credit from your class, make sure to sign in over here by the door. And before we leave, you'll get a coupon or a discount on some of the products that you hear about today. So make sure you get a coupon and pass those out at the end as you're going out. But let me start off by saying, quite often these days we hear about the glamour stories of entrepreneurship, where somebody comes up with a good idea and they work in their basement or their garage for a year or two, something like that, and then some venture capitalists step up and say, gee, this is good, we like to invest in it. So they get some venture capital dollars, they expand it, get their own building, and maybe you may not hear much about it from there until a couple years later, they take their business public and they make their first $1 billion. Sounds pretty simple, isn't it? So our speaker today is going to fill in a few of those blanks between coming up with a good idea and making your first $1 billion. Our speaker today that we're so pleased to have, Deb Pedersen, is the founder and CEO of Entrepreneurship. Debbie graduated in advertising design from the Art Institute of Colorado, and before starting Entrepreneurship, she worked in sales, graphic design, some management positions, including with Yellow Pages. So she didn't start straight out of school, developing her own business. She had a dream for some time, I don't know. But Debbie tell you about coming up with the idea and getting underway. I would ask you to hold your questions until she gets to the end of her formal comments, unless you would like her to expand on a point or a comment. That way, because we have such a tight schedule, we won't put her in a position of having to cover something later in her comments that would answer your question. So, help me welcome to the podium, Deb Pedersen.
Well, thank you for having me. Again, my name is Debbie Pedersen. And before I begin, I would like to ask all of you, who has been affected by breast cancer? You have a family member, a friend. Quite a few of you, unfortunately, are raising your hand. My entire business was based on breast cancer awareness. It all began in 2011 in October. My mom and I decided to decorate a bra for a breast cancer awareness contest. So I went and I bought a bra and we decorated it with candy wrappers from Dove Candy. And they all had inspirational sayings from breast cancer survivors. And we glued them on there. We were really proud of it. And I even sent a picture into Mars, who owns Dove. And they loved it, thought it was cool. They sent me some coupons for chocolate. I wanted a free year of chocolate, but I just got coupons. And I started thinking about inspirational quotes on a bra, and I thought that would be really cool. So I thought I could put a quote on the strap, because a quote is really long. It'll fit on the strap of a bra. And then I thought, okay, well, where am I going to sell these bras if I do implement this? Well, I'm going to sell them at JCPenney or Macy's or Kohl's. That's not really interesting, or there's not a huge market that I can expand just by being in the lingerie section of the store. And then I was thinking, well, what about a sports bra? That would be really cool because it would fit into gyms and hotel gift shops and boutiques. It can be in a lot of different places. And well, who wants to read a really long quote on somebody's chest? You know, you don't want somebody staring and trying to read this long thing. So just went with an inspirational word. That's a lot simpler. And a sports bra would be perfect. It's better than a bra for what my idea is. So who am I? Like Jean said, I graduated with a degree in advertising design. And I've had tons of jobs. I've been a customer service rep. I worked for Special Olympics. I was the development director, and I did fundraising events. And I'm a project coordinator. I've done presentations on the computer because I'm an artist. I've done marketing. I've done some boring office things like payroll and spreadsheets. And it was a great experience. At the time, it was boring, but I needed it later on. So I took all of my skills over the years and all of my different jobs that I've had and applied them to my business. So in my business, I do sales, marketing, accounting, event planning, product research, fundraising. I was even a customer sales rep at an Alzheimer's residence. So all of my jobs have brought me to where I am today. And even if I took one little bit from one job in that experience, it's helped me with who I am today. At the time, it might have been boring, but it was a great skill to have and use in the future. So back to my idea. I started brainstorming. What is going to be the name of my company? It's inspiration, inspire. It's all about an inspiring word. So being an artist, I came up with my own logo, and I started researching manufacturers. I don't have a degree in apparel. What's the best way to find anything nowadays? Google it. Everyone Googles it to get all the information that they need. So I started looking online, and I saw bamboo. I never heard of bamboo, and it's new fabric, and I started reading about how awesome it is. Bamboo, if you haven't heard of it, it's moisture wicking, breathable, it's non-chafing, super, super soft. It's eco-friendly, which means there's no chemicals used in the process of making the fabric. And I thought it was pretty cool, and so I started finding manufacturers and asking them for samples to send to me because I didn't know any other way because bamboo is not grown in the United States. Most of it's grown in China. So it would be very difficult to get bamboo fabric in the United States. It's all grown there and then it's imported here into the United States. And then I started thinking, well, how am I going to market my product? And I started asking friends and family members, what are your favorite words? What are your favorite colors? Because I'm going to do this sports bra business. And I realized that I can't just use what I like. I'm not going to pick out my favorite words because that's not what the majority will like. So I had to go with what the consumer wanted and what their favorite colors were. Not my favorite color. My favorite color is purple. I was really happy that everybody loved purple too because I need to go with what the consumer wants to appeal to everybody. And so I worked on my business for 6 months. And I was very busy learning, educating myself, trying to figure out what I needed to do. What do I need to do to even start a business? I tested my sample that I got from a manufacturer, and I washed it a million times to make sure that the printing was okay and that it didn't crack. Made sure it didn't shrink because I didn't want to run into a problem if a consumer buys it and then they don't like it because it shrinks, because I didn't know anything about bamboo. And I started, my first order was 4 different colors, and it was just sports bras. And I was so excited. After I placed my first order and sending my manufacturer all of the artwork, and that's another thing, I saved money. I didn't need to hire an artist because I did it all myself. And I got my 4 sports bras, and I was so excited, and that's a picture that my mom took when I first got all my boxes, and I was almost ready to go. I had done a lot of research on what do I need to put on my website. I just went to tons of apparel websites to see what the competitor did. Again, competitor research. I knew I had to put the fabric benefits because it was awesome, and I needed to educate the consumer when they visited my webpage and talk about the benefits of manufacturer info. That's really important. Everybody researches everything these days, so the more information you can give to your consumer who's not directly standing in front of your product, the better. So they can choose to read it or skip over it. So I have all the certifications from my manufacturer and explain how it's organic and I can prove it. It is organic bamboo. There's no chemicals being used. And by the way, does anybody know how you make bamboo fabric? Everybody knows that you can make floors out of bamboo. Bamboo is pretty hard. Everybody knows that it's hard, right? Is there anybody that knows how to make fabric from this hard stock? So what they do is they take the cellulose from the inside of the stock. They don't even use this part at all. They take this cellulose and they soak it in an enzyme, and then they push it through little holes called spinets in a machine, and then they make thread out of it, and then they sew it into a fabric. So bamboo is not a tree, it's a grass. It can grow up to 12 inches a day. It grows like a weed, which means you don't need to fertilize it. It just grows from rainfall. So they're hence eco-friendly. You don't have to use chemicals to make it grow or enhance it to get a lot of it. So I need to educate my customer about this wonderful fabric that not too many people know about. Then I researched competitors. I went to stores. I went to different websites to see, well, how much is a sports bra? There's millions of companies that have sports bras. There's tons of different designs to meet every woman's need for a sports bra. I needed to consider my COG, which is an acronym that's used in the business, that for any business, that's a product. And COG is cost of goods. Well, what is that? It's my product. It's the fabric. It's the price that I have to pay for the printing. It's the shipping in order to get it from here to China. There's shipping involved and the packaging. There's a ton more things that I had to do before I even launched my business. I had to apply for a business license. Well, it's very simple. You just go online, but you have to figure out, well, am I a sole proprietor? Am I an LLC? What's the difference? What's the benefit? An LLC is what most businesses are because it protects you. In case somebody wants to sue you, you're protected with your personal assets with an LLC, other than a sole proprietor. So there's things that you have to research and figure out. Packaging. So I'm going to all these stores, I'm seeing all these sports bras that are hung up on the hanger, and I thought, well, I'm going to do something different. I don't want it to just be hung up on the shelf. I'm going to do something really cool, and I'm going to put it in clear packaging so they can see the word, because that's the main thing. And this is going to be different because then I can be on a shelf. They don't have to hang it up. And I thought this was pretty cool. So I designed this cardstock in the inside, and I ordered these, and I folded them, and we put them in the boxes, and I had all my family help me fold all the bras and get them in the packages and ready to go. Shipping, how am I going to ship it to the customer? Well, I need to buy some envelopes if they order online. I need to get those ready. PayPal, that's one of the easiest way to take a credit card online. So I had to set up a PayPal account, get that all set up with my website. Business phone number. I don't want to carry 2 cell phones around, so how are people going to call me? I don't want to give them my personal cell phone number. So I researched that, and I found out about grasshopper.com, and I pay like $10 a month, and they give me a phone number, and it rings right to my cell phone. So my personal phone is my business phone, and the consumer in California question about my sports bras, they don't know that it's ringing to my personal cell phone. So that was a quick and easy solution. An EIN number. That's another thing that links the IRS to your business, and you have to have that with the business, and that's really easy to get. QuickBooks. I did a little bit of payroll and a little bit of accounting, but never managed an entire business, and I didn't know about QuickBooks, so I had to take some classes and learn QuickBooks. I never sold anything before that. I had to collect tax. That's a huge thing when you have a product and you're selling it in different cities. If I'm selling here in Greeley, there's a different tax rate than there is in Aurora where I live. So I had to learn all about the tax laws. And I have to file my taxes for the state of Colorado monthly and the city of Aurora quarterly. So there's a lot of paperwork that I had to learn about what I need to do in order to run my business effectively. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of the Square. You can take a credit card if I'm at my booth at an event. And the Square just hooks up to your phone like you see in the picture, and you can take a credit card and the payment goes right into my business checking, which is great. Insurance. I need insurance for my product because if somebody comes into my booth and trips, well, then they can sue me, so I have insurance. And then if somebody decides that they wear my product and they got a rash from it, hypothetically, and they think it was from my product, I need to be covered. So that was a lot of work in trying to find an insurance company that would cover a brand new business and a product that's made in another country. My models, I needed photos for my website in order to sell my product, and I needed great photos. So I don't have any money to pay anybody, so I took the pictures with my own digital camera, and I thought they would be great because the cameras are wonderful these days. And I got friends to model for me, and I said, I can't pay you, I'll give you free bras. And they loved it. So now, that was in the beginning, now I hire a professional photographer because it makes a huge difference. And I still pay my models in product. I don't pay them any money to model for me. So with my website and try to get the word out there and advertise my product, of course I've got my website and I have a blog on my website. Facebook, of course, everybody's on Facebook. And that has really helped my business on my business Facebook. People see my new products and they see what I'm doing and where I'm going, what events. And it's great to spread the word in Facebook. It's really effective advertising. But I don't get tons of business, but it's just one entity of my business where I can get some sales. Instagram and Twitter, those are fun too. I don't have tons of time to do that. I can spend all day doing social media. But I need to keep in touch with my customer. When I do a booth at an event, I have a sign-up sheet where the consumer, whether they bought from me or not, they can sign up for my newsletter. They can sign up on my website. And then I have this whole list of 700 people right now that are interested in my product, and I send out a monthly newsletter. So it's not all advertising. Everyone gets tons of emails with advertising. I give them fitness tips, I give them recipes, I tell them what events I'm going to be in, because you want to give the consumer a reason to actually open the email newsletter, because there are so many emails that we all get and we're constantly being bombarded with advertising. So that's just one entity. I love to have fun, and one of the ideas that I had, well, I'm going to do a video on YouTube because everybody's on YouTube, and I'm going to do this marketing video. Well, I was trying to think, what can I do? And one of my friends had this idea of an inspirational flasher, and I implemented the idea. The quality is not great. Again, I didn't have any money to hire a videographer, so I took this video with my camera. Then I had my cousin's son put it all together and make this video for me. And it's only 1 minute long, and it was pretty fun to do this. my niece climbing the wall. So she inspired them with her sports bra that said strength. It was a ton of fun. I put it on YouTube. I got a lot of views, not thousands and millions like you hear about on TV, but it was a cool little marketing thing that I did. And it was a lot of fun to do. So when I sell my products, I sell to the consumer at the events that I do, and I sell on my website. But I also sell to stores. How do I get in the stores? I make a list of stores and yoga studios, and I call them. Hi, my name is Debbie. Can I talk to the manager? Can I talk to the owner? I would love to introduce you to my product. Can I set up a meeting with you to show you my product? And a lot of stores, sure, or no, or the manager's not in. I call back 4 or 5 more times, and then I make my notes, and it's a lot of work. And I finally get in there, well, we're not really interested in this time. We already bought everything for this year or for this season. Or yes, we would love to try your product, which is awesome, and that's exciting to get my product in the store. Networking events, that's how I learn about other companies, and I can get my business out there to introduce people what I do. So I belong to the Douglas County Divas, and I go to these networking events and introduce people to my product. And then I meet someone who says, oh, I know this store owner or this gym owner, you should call this person, or I'd like to buy one of those right now. So those are great. Paid advertising. Colorado's Best is on Channel 9 every single day, or Channel 2 at 9 o'clock every single day. The entire show features local Colorado businesses. So I called them up. Can I be on your show? Well, sure. You have to give us some money, okay? How much money? A lot of money. It's about $1,900 to go onto Colorado's Best, and it's 6 minutes. I have 6 minutes to promote my product, okay? That's a lot of money. I'm just starting out, but you know what? I'm going to take a chance and try it, and it was really cool. I was really nervous. I've never been on TV before. It's filmed live. I have to drive across town, get there early in the morning, but there's no audience like there is today. We're just in front of the cameras, but it's all live. So if you make a mistake, millions of people in Colorado will see that mistake. But it's totally fun, and that's the reason why I'm here today, because one of the professors here at UNC saw me on TV and then called Jean and said, you need to get this girl to do a presentation about her business. It was pretty interesting what she said. So that's the whole reason why I'm here today, because of Colorado's Best. I've been on there about 4 times. A couple of times they invited me back because they love me and I didn't have to pay, which was great. But most of the time when you're featured, you have to pay for it. And you're watching TV and you're thinking, oh, that's great, but I had to pay for that. And I tell people I'm featured on Colorado's Best, and they're like, wow, that's great. That's paid advertising. Product testing companies. I contact them, or they contact me and say, I want to test your product. So I send them bras, and they've got these girls that go out hiking for 3 days without a shower, and they see if they like my bra, which brings me to the point, without a shower. One of the best qualities of bamboo is you can wear it several times and it doesn't hold an odor. So you can wear it and perspire in it, wear it the very next day, you just hang it up. It doesn't hold an odor like a lot of activewear. That's pretty cool. I had the whole UNC volleyball team a year ago wearing my sports bras, which is great. You can just go to a game, wear it the next game, the next day. I send press releases to the media, and that's very difficult to get any answer back from them because they have thousands of people wanting to announce whether it's an event or a new product. Then I decided I'm going to start emailing magazines. So I wrote to Yoga Magazine and I said, my name is Debbie, I'm a one-woman entrepreneur. I don't have any money for advertising. Would you feature my business in one of your editorials? Because I figured that would be great, free. The very next day, I get a call from the advertising director in LA. We love your product and we want to feature you for free. And I couldn't believe it. Nothing is free. It's expensive to advertise. I thought there's got to be some catch. And sure enough, he said, send me a picture, send me some information about your product. We're going to feature you for free. So they did it. It was very exciting. There's 125,000 subscriptions in the United States and Canada. And I thought, oh man, I'm going to get a ton of orders. That's a huge amount of people that are going to find out about my product. I didn't get a ton of orders. I was ready though because I had a lot of product. But it was great advertising, and it's kudos to tell people I was featured in Yoga Magazine not once but 3 times. They loved me so much. So of course I sent all of the women's sports bras in the advertising department for Yoga Magazine. I have to keep myself updated on everything that's new all of the time. I read books, business books, entrepreneur books. I'm always learning. I find out about free webinars, and those are on small business and in the apparel industry because that's my niche. A competition, I go to the Sports Authority and I go to all these stores that carry sports apparel and I look at what's on the market, what are people doing, what are the colors, what are the styles. What are the industry trends? What's the latest and greatest? Is it Zumba or is it cycling? What's the most common exercise or sport that's going on in the United States right now? So I learn about all of these things, but I have my own brand. I keep what my philosophy is. It's the bamboo. It's the inspirational word. So I keep within my brand and what I want to present. But I also need about what's the competitor doing that maybe I can get an idea that I can do something that relates to my business. So I'm always educating myself. I make friends with other small business owners through networking and seminars, and you can bounce off ideas and learn. Even if I meet someone and talk to them for 10 minutes, if they give me one idea or say one thing that can help me, then it was worth it going to the hour-long networking meeting. Because you always learn from other people. I don't know everything. Not everybody knows everything about everything. And it's wonderful to get other people's opinions about anything in life. I do local events, which means I set up my booth. I have a 10 by 10 spot. I have to pay a booth fee. Sometimes it's $200, sometimes it's $800 just for a 10 by 10 spot on the cement. And then you have to cross your fingers and you hope that people will come in and buy your product. So I do running and cycling events. I do the Boulder, and I do the Elephant Rock, the Courage Classic. I research all these events. People don't call me. I'm researching, well, when's the next 5K? What did I do last year that was great because I want to sign up again? What did I do last year that I paid $400 or $500 and I hardly got any sales? So everything is a learning experience because you just don't know. I traveled out of state. I went and I did a breast cancer marathon in Florida. And my cousin lives there, so I didn't have to pay for a hotel. I packed up my car and I drove to Vegas with my husband and went and I did a rock and roll marathon expo in Las Vegas. So I try different things, see what works. Sometimes things work, sometimes they're awesome, sometimes they're not so great. But I have to try it because you don't know unless you try it. There's also trade shows that the average consumer can't even go to. It's closed to the public, but it's only open for store buyers. And I went to the outdoor retailer store. I drove up to Salt Lake City with all of my stuff and set up my little spot in the new product area. And there's huge booths that are all of the brands from like REI and Sports Authority. You've got Under Armour and Nike and Keen and all these humongous booths. And here I am with my little booth and made friends with other business owners. And it was a 4-day event. I had some store owners come up to my booth and introduce them to my product. Okay, I want to place an order. So I got into a couple of stores that way. It wasn't a huge success as far as money, but I learned a lot and I got a lot of connections, made friends with people that I can call and ask them questions later on. My booth, there's a lot of things that are involved just in the booth. There's a lot of expenses, the banners, the bamboo activewear banner, that was like $200. Again, that's expensive, but I saved a ton of money because I'm an artist. So I designed all of the artwork and sent it to her. I didn't need to hire somebody. I have to order the banners, all of my displays and the grids and the newsletter sign up. And there's just a lot involved just to be able to go and set up. So I started with the sports bras, and a lot of women said, well, you know, I would love to have a tank top. And my manufacturer makes tank tops, so I got a sample of that. Well, I changed it because it wasn't long enough. My tank tops are nice and long, so when you're doing yoga, you don't have to keep pulling it down. There's a built-in bra inside of it, and you can take out the padding, so it has removable cups, and a lot of women like that. So, got the tank tops. I didn't know how great they would do. I sold like 150 tank tops in 3 weeks. It was amazing. I was like, wow, this is great. Then I had people requesting pants. I love your fabric. The bamboo is so soft. You should do pants. It's like, okay, I hadn't thought about pants. So found some pants. I did research. Well, what's going to be best for the overall consumer? I don't have a ton of money to do capris and the long ones, the short ones, the tight ones. So what I found out is that bamboo, you can cut it with the scissors. You don't have to take it to a tailor, you just cut the length with the scissors and the fabric doesn't fray. That's awesome. It fits short people like me, I'm only 5'2", and then they come really long, 36-inch inseam for those women that have tall, long legs. And then everybody has a phone. So most of the apparel for women have these tiny little pockets for a key. I wanted to have a big pocket because I have a big phone. So I designed this with a large phone pocket, which women love. So I've got my long inseam that you just cut. You don't have to take it to a tailor and spend more money. Got my phone pocket, and then I had all these men come up to my booth and they're feeling the sports bras and they're just so soft. And they're like, you need to do men's stuff. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to do men's stuff. I never thought about that. I got this foo-foo logo and all these pretty girly colors. And men are like, you've got to do men's products. So I came out with men's boxer briefs. And they're great. They're not chafing. They're super, super soft. I had to do a ton of research just to do a boxer brief. Functional fly, no fly. I got tons of opinions on it. I don't know anything about guys' underwear, so I had to do all this research about that. Then I got a t-shirt. I did a men's t-shirt, and those don't have any words on them. Those are plain. I keep telling everybody, these are so soft. Who wants to feel how soft these are? Who wants to come up here and feel? You have to raise your hand and come up here. Nobody's going to do it. Okay, come on up here and tell everybody how super soft it is, because tell me how soft it is. But you don't know it unless you really feel it. Is it surprising to you? You've never felt anything as soft as this before, right? It's amazingly soft. What does it feel like? It's like, it's almost softer. It's super moisture looking and soft. So you can take that home and experience how soft it really is. That's the best thing about bamboo, is that it's extremely soft and moisture wicking. So I do men's things, and I came out with a breast surgery zipper bra that has pockets in it for prosthesis. And I'm coming out with women's hoodies and skirts as well. Of course, everybody knows the Harlem Shake. I had to jump on the bandwagon for that. So after one of my photo shoots at my photographer's studio, we did this, and it was totally fun. You had to be there. Again, it was just another silly marketing thing that I did for my business. Until I saw the video, because I was just doing my own thing. Because that's, everybody knows, that's the Harlem Shake. You just do whatever you want. And we got in trouble because the photographer's studio is in an office building. We got in trouble because we had the music too loud, but it was a lot of fun. What are my challenges? Moving on when I get a no. There's a lot of no's. There's some yeses, but there's a lot of no's. Sometimes I'll call 20 stores, gyms, boutiques, yoga studios. No, we're not buying it this time. No, we're not really interested. But you know what? Then I get that yes, and it's so exciting. Oh my goodness, you want to see my product that I created? Sure, I'll be down there right now. I'll come to your store. Where are you? One yes is worth so much. There can be 50 no's before the yes, but the yes feels so good, it's worth all the no's. And literally, I know it's a cliche, when one door closes, another opens. If I'm counting on something and it doesn't happen, it's okay. There's 1,000 other stores that I can call. Thousands in other countries and other states, which by the way, I'm in several states. I'm in New Mexico and Utah, besides Colorado, Arizona, and I'm even in a yoga studio in Bermuda. She found me. I didn't think I was going to call Bermuda. I focused on Colorado and the United States. She found me on the web and said, we want to order your product. Nothing is set in stone. I changed my packaging. That's not the original design. I changed my hang tag, my booth display, that's evolved. So once you do something, it's constantly evolving. I'm constantly trying to grow. I work 12 to 14 hours a day. I live and breathe my business. I love my business. I get testimonials all the time. It makes me feel so good. I'm so passionate about it. If you can't tell, I love it. It's successful and it's my passion, and I'm determined to keep climbing and climbing and grow it and make it even bigger. I exercise too for mental and physical health. I can make excuses all day long. I don't have time to go to the gym. I've got so much to do, but I make sure I go, and it helps maintain my focus. So I sell online on activewear.com, and I also do drop ship. A lot of people I've never heard of drop ship. What is it? Does anybody know what drop ship means? So if you go to yogajournal.com, you can learn about yoga, and they also have a store. You click on the store, and they have all kinds of apparel, tons of apparel, lots of different companies. Guess who's on there? I am. They didn't buy anything from me. The consumer places the order with Yoga Journal, then Yoga Journal emails me the consumer's address. I send it to the consumer, and then I bill Yoga Journal the wholesale price. So they don't have to keep any inventory. It's a win-win. They get all of these products on their website, and I can get orders from it. So that's what dropship is. Like I said, I do my events. I'm in retailers. I'm in the country club in Tucson. I'm in gyms and boutiques. I do custom things. On that bottom right photo is for Orange Theory Fitness. They have their logo, which is an orange splat. And I put that on the back of my sports bra because these are my sports bras. I have my logo on there, but I put their logo on the back, and their color is orange, obviously, so they wanted an orange word. So I do custom things as well, and that really enhances their brand or their gym, and they love it because they get my product to their consumer, and they're advertising their gym, and then I get the benefit of the consumer buying my product. My active pants, I told you about the foam pocket and the 36-inch seam. Another thing is when you cut off the bottom of the leg, you've got a band of fabric. Well, guess what? My sister-in-law had the idea of making a headband. Again, other people have great ideas. I can't think of everything. She called me up one night. She's like, you can make a headband about the bottom of the pants. That's a great idea. Okay, I'm going to do a headband so there's no waste. It goes with my eco-friendly theme. Well, then what about an inspirational word on a headband? That goes with my theme too. So I provide on the pants, I provide a custom inspirational word that's an iron-on decal. The consumer can just iron it on. So that's another feature of my pants. These are pictures of my product on my website. Again, when I've got my professional photographer, I'm making sure that all of the seams are, there's not a lot of wrinkles in the product and the fabric, and the word is visible. There's a lot that goes on during the photo shoot. Customer testimonials. I get people all the time that send me pictures. The girl on the bottom left, she ran a race in my bra and took a picture of it and sent it to me on Facebook. Look at, I just won. I was 3rd place in the Sand Creek. Then sometimes my Inspirewear is spotted, and I get this photo, the one next to that with the girl where her back is showing, and my photographer was at the local pool during the summer and said, I saw someone wearing your bra, and I took a picture of it. And so that's great, makes me feel good. She texted me the picture. So it's a lot of fun to see people loving my product. The girl in the pink tank that says strength with her son, she was at a Minnesota Twins game, and she says, I'm introducing it to the people in Minnesota. And I have women that come up to my booth and they flash me. I just rode 100 miles in your bra that I bought from you last year. What do you have that's new? Or I just ran a 10K, the Boulder, in your bra. I'm here to buy another one. So people come up and flash me. It's awesome. I love it. And so I'm like, yay! I got to take your picture, and it's so much fun. And by the way, I've become a flasher too because I'm always wearing my product and constantly talk about it. So I'm always pulling up my shirt, showing people my bra, and it's a lot of fun. I just love it. I give back. That was one of the things in the very first 6 months that when I was designing my business, I wanted to give back to breast cancer because that was the whole reason why I started my business. And the bra that I made, I dedicated to my aunt in Connecticut because she just had surgery. And I knew that I wanted to promote prevention. I wanted to support prevention of breast cancer, so I started doing a ton of research. There's actual websites that you can go to find out how much of the money that they receive actually goes to the programs and to the people that really need it. So I found the Breast Cancer Fund, and they deal with prevention. Bright Pink is another national nonprofit that focuses on the prevention of breast and ovarian cancer in young women. So I want to support them. So I don't give them a ton of money because I don't have a lot of money to give, but I want to give back. So I make sure that I donate to these companies. I also get calls and people that say, can you donate a bra or a tank top to our silent auction or a fundraiser? So I do that sometimes as well. So I do give my product away because it helps get money for the nonprofit, and then it gets my product in the hands of a new consumer. So I am going to give everybody 20% off, and the code that you go online is UNC20. And as you walk out the door, Jamie's going to give you a little coupon so you don't forget the code. So you're welcome to go online and purchase a product. So that's my gift to you. Some of the things that I've learned is be patient. Not everyone is on my schedule. I send out a lot of emails to different people about events or stores, and I want them to email me back right away, so I can check it off my list. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes a week. And it's a difficult thing to learn, to be patient. Not everybody is, I'm not at the top of their list during their day to get back to Debbie at Lions Firewear, who we never heard of, or they know who I am, but it's just not a priority. So learn to be patient. Be persistent. They may tell me no right now, but if I call them back in 6 months, there might be a new buyer for the store, for Sports Authority, and they may say, yes, come on in. So when you're persistent, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Again, I've said seek constructive feedback. I'm always asking people, what's good, what's bad, give me your input. I have people that test things. I have friends that, okay, well, what's wrong with this? Should I change the length, or what do I need to change on the tank top to make it better? And I work with my manufacturer and design it so it's exactly what I want that's perfect for the consumer. And I don't care if it's negative, because I am going to learn from it. Everything can't be great, so I want the negative feedback, because maybe I didn't even think of whatever the person is telling me. So I use that negative, if it is a negative, and use it to grow and to learn, because it'll actually help me. I don't think I have time to show you the Colorado's Best, but you can go to my website and see the Colorado's Best segments that I've been on, or you can go to YouTube and just type in Lions Firewear. So the main thing is work hard, work. I did not graduate and start my business and become hugely successful. I've had all these other jobs that, who knew that all of these other jobs would help me in my business and growing my business today. So I have all of these different skills that I've applied. So I work really hard and I follow my dreams. I'm passionate about it. I love it. People come up to me, and I'm at the Italian festival a couple weeks ago, and someone comes up to me, are you the Inspire girl? I have your product and I love it. And it's like, wow, it's like I'm a local celebrity, you know, I've got my product out there and people recognize me. It feels really good, but I do everything. It's a ton of work, but I don't care because I enjoy it, and it's not really work because I love it. And I'm following my dream, and like it says, there's no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs, and I take the stairs every day. I'm not an instant millionaire. I know I'll get there someday. I love it, and I'm persistent. Again, like Bill Cosby says, in order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. I'm not afraid to fail. I got things that didn't work out. A store said, oh yeah, I want to buy your product. They buy it, and oh, it didn't sell. Okay, that's fine, I'll come and get it. Or, you know, if it was on consignment, I don't do too many consignment, but, oh, it didn't do too well. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'll move on to the next store, because there's tons of other stores that are selling my product, and they keep ordering and ordering and ordering. So even if there's a couple of failures in there, the success is so great. Being an entrepreneur is neither a part-time or full-time job. It is a lifestyle. Like I said, I am very lucky. My husband supports me. My parents are in the front row. They support me. My friends support me. It's my lifestyle. I live it and breathe it, and I love it. And who else wants to come up here and see how soft it is? Because if you keep talking, okay, you just raise your hand. So, okay, tell the audience something different. Something different about it, other than it's soft. Like what?
It's not like the Target sports bras where they're like
It's really tight fitting. So, sizing. I had to learn all about bra sizes, okay? So what is your t-shirt size? Is it small or medium? Okay, so is this a small? That'll fit you. So that's another easy thing when people come to my booth. What size is your t-shirt? Well, okay, small, medium, and that's going to fit you. What's your question?
Do you have any pants that have your quotes on the side of the leg?
I don't. And the reason why I did that, because I know Victoria's Secret does that, a lot of people do that, because, again, I'm thinking of me here and the other short people. If I did it on the leg, well, then when they cut it, well, then where's the The lettering gonna, okay, so that's another good point. Where's the lettering gonna be once it's cut? Because I've got tall women, well then it's gonna be in the middle of their leg, it's not gonna be on the bottom. So then you said, okay, what about the thigh? Again, I have to go with the majority of the consumers. So there's a lot of women that don't want attention on their thigh. So I thought, well, I'm not gonna do it on the thigh. So that's why I'm gonna do it right here. And you can choose to either have it shown or not shown right here.
That was my thought, that it's short.
Yeah, and I did get a lot of feedback, and then do you put it on the back band like Victoria's Secret does and some other companies? Again, I wanted to do something different. My hoodie, I don't have these out yet, but a lot of people do the name on the back. They do it on the chest. I chose to do it on the pocket. It's something different. It's not something that everybody does. Again, I wanted to stick with my theme and keep with the word. Any other questions?
You just have black.
Right now, I just have the black. A lot of men are telling me I should do the red and the blue. I'm also working on a sleeveless. Pardon? Yes, the tank tops, because I know a lot of guys are working out in the tank tops because, of course, it's breathable, but a lot of men prefer the tank tops as well.
You've done a lot of events and like venues. Which one specifically
The most return? That
Can you
is a...
repeat the question so that they can hear it?
Okay, he said, what out of all of the advertising and all the events I do, what gives me the most return? There's no blanket answer for that because I do small events, which there's 2,000 women that do a bike ride, because I ask the question, well, how many participants do you have? There's 30,000 people at the Boulder, and I do great at that one. But then I'll do a small event with 2,000 women, and I'll do fantastic. I've got people waiting in line. I don't know, I didn't point out my dressing room at my booth. I have this little tent, and I have people waiting in line to go in my dressing room. So I only do events that I did successful the previous year, and I'll try some new ones. But there's no hard answer to if it's got 10,000 participants or more, then that's the best one. Because like I said, in the beginning stages, I've only been around for 2.5 years. I have to try all different things to see what works for me. What works for somebody else, and they may be hugely successful at that event, it may not be a good event for me for my apparel.
Now, we've got another class coming in here, so we're going to need to wrap up. But if you would like to ask Debbie more questions or talk about this further, we've got the special projects room.
2065 goes right down the hall.
We've got that reserved if you want to move over there. But let me stop and say, Debbie, thank you so much for your very informative